let's see. There we go. Right. Now we wait till somebody comes in. Or doesn't. One of the two. Phone setup. There we go. Let's see if my mic works correctly. Yes, it does. There we go.
I love the
Manager. For anyone watching, because I can't see my viewer count right now because I'm doing something, we'll be starting at the 10-minute mark, giving some people some time to come in. Primarily some friends that I know that want to try, but they're not sure if they have time yet, so. Welcome if you're here, I suppose. Let's see if I was talking to nobody or not. 3 viewers apparently. Hi to this blank screen with this person that's talking to you. Don't know. Gonna have to be patient, I guess. You gotta be patient for 4 more minutes. I'm not really into streamer mode until then yet, so if you want to say something in the chat, ask me something, or want to know something, I guess I'll answer, and otherwise I'll just start my own bullshit story to keep you guys entertained. Because Final Fantasy's, I don't know. Star screen is not that... Well, I say that actually, but let's see. Something I never do. I could show the early birds. No, no. Gallery. So, I usually tell Laura about this game. I'm gonna do it for the most of the entire Final Fantasy franchise with some exceptions, but there's not that much in Final Fantasy 1, of course, so it's mostly just a playthrough so far with like tiny bit of lore here and there. But they do have this gallery with all kinds of artwork, and there was an article lately where they Said out loud, this is some of the best artwork that Final Fantasy's ever seen. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I found that pretty interesting. You can see some things here that I used. And most of the most interesting part I find is like how detailed they made these, because that's not what they look like in game, obviously, because it's a 2D game. It's a top-down perspective. So the fact that they went out of their way to make these so detailed and like what it was about, almost makes me wonder if like you know, the developers themselves were thinking a little bit about like in their head what the world looked like before we even did our interpretation of the world, like they did their own. Here's the Ochu. We're gonna get to him later when we meet him in the game. Some of these will have a little bit of spoilers, but not really. I mean, you have no context for what they are. And it's also about how much artwork there is. It's like 59 pages. And yeah, I get that they had to do that, right? Like you have somebody sketch before you make a game, but you don't see that in every game. Some games they just don't do that. Let's see. Almost gonna start. Because I know the timer on the down right doesn't say 10 minutes yet, but I gave the people that want to join a heads up before that, so yeah, we're gonna start 8 minutes on stream, I guess, if you want to call it that. But these people knew 10 minutes beforehand. Yeah, they got 40 seconds, and if they don't make it, they don't make it. I would tell something about my country, but you know what I could tell about my country, you guys? It's really boring sometimes, and nothing happens here. Except for the politics, but I'm not gonna talk about that, because it's boring as hell. I live in the Netherlands, and, man, I guess we do a lot of stuff with cheese. You guys like cheese, right? Alright, now that I filled this time with, a bullshit, we can actually start the stream. Go. Load. When was it again? Doesn't matter, I guess, but at the same time. For those who are potentially new, you'll sometimes see me looking down, because I don't have a second monitor, so I'll be using my phone, sadly, for the chat. Do say anything, I will usually respond. First step I take, wolves. Man, I was ready, totally. This is Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. This is, I believe, the third day, which I should have checked and maybe changed before I did this, but I might not have. But it is the third day that I'm streaming this game. We currently came from Elfheim. We tried the first dungeon, the Marsh Caves. Went terrible if you watch the last part. But I loved it. Because it proved to me that the there's different versions of this game. This game is very old. It comes from 1986. At least in Japan, we got it in 19. And those versions are really, really hard. But the thing is that when I started to play the Pixel Remaster, people told me that it was gonna be really, 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 really easy. But I had a feeling that it might have to do with certain things instead of the game just actually being just that easy. And it ended up being true. Because when I didn't overly grind and just become super overpowered, the game actually got a little bit challenging here at the first dungeon. Which I like that the option there for me. Because Believe me, we're gonna get to one of the Final Fantasy games in the series that's actually so easy that you don't have to try. Good, good, good. Let's... Sadly, I can't see their magic here, but I can here. Right, we're full. I think I rested up on everything before last time. The last time there was this castle in the north. To get my glasses right, because I couldn't see shit. And we got a king that asked us to search for a crown, which we now have. And when we got that, now that we got that crown, we're gonna go back there, and I was alluding to a... Not to a fact, but like something that the game was hinting at before we even got there. Which, for those of you who figured it out, good job. So now we're gonna bring that crown, and that's when the next piece of lore will reveal itself. But it's so small it almost doesn't matter again, so you know, that's great. Preemptive strikes is gonna be really easy. Lately in my free company, we actually got some new members. I'm talking about Final Fantasy 14 right now, which are quite fun. So I've been busy with that. You know, I'm leader there. I have to kind of have the obligation to do that. So I started streaming a little bit late today, but I don't really have the viewership that I think anybody cares yet, to be honest. Especially since these streams also go up on an archive, which I still haven't linked. But I promise you I'll do it after this stream. Because I really should. Last time I was walking around with the hero. Then I was walking around with the white mage, so let's have the black mage lead us today, huh? So here we should be. Here's the king. If I did everything right, we should have the crown now, and I didn't fuck up in some kind of way without realizing. Oh. There you go. I'll never do that again, but I normally read the text, so there you go. Again, for anyone who died of cringe, good luck. You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astor, king of the Dark Elves. That's what the game was hinting at. You could have figured this out if you were paying attention for most of the time. With the combined powers of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, which is the crystal eye from Matoya, and now you can find out from this guy that the crown or the eye, or at least separately, both hold some kind of power, and that's gonna come into effect later. What kind of power the eye has, I'm not gonna spoil yet, but it's gonna be important. Just trust me. I will become the true elf king. So he says. Useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force. He's not exactly wrong, guys. Unlike the actual first boss in this game, which is super, super easy. And then maybe the monsters like those 4 mages in the dungeon, you can kind of count like a boss, a mini boss maybe. This one is actually somewhat challenging. 1 second, guys. Somebody is sending me a message on Steam. Fair enough. Let me tell them I'm streaming really quickly. There we go. Get the mouse out of the screen. Can you guys actually see that when I put the mouse on screen? No, you guys can't. Actually, I think I put the setting where you guys can't, so that's quite good. But I'm still gonna put it away for my own good feel. The warrior's gonna be the warrior. He has to, you know, attack with his big sword stick. Because of course he does. We're gonna make sure in this battle that our mages don't die. Because they very, very easily could. There you go. Make sure that the black mage is dealing out big damage. I forgot, sadly, what this guy is weak to. While we're here, the dark elves, these creatures, will actually come back in the series. Quite a lot. Well, not quite a lot, but in important roles like this one, like boss roles and everything. And so, this will not be the last time in the series that we see this guy. But this is definitely his introduction. It's not the most interesting introduction. Like later on, they get fleshed out. They get a very special weakness, which I can't tell about yet. But it's definitely interesting in my opinion. Let's see if this guy is immune to darkness or not. So here you can see the magic. It's gonna hurt us a lot. No, the darkness either missed or he's not affected by it. We'll see. There we go. Now we're gonna have to keep our party alive because this guy can just take you out like that. Obviously the warrior can survive a little bit, but he's about the only one who can take another spell. So we might die here, to be honest. There we go. So now we're slowed. That means we can do less multi-hits. That's gonna decrease our warrior's damage, sadly. You might be starting to wonder if we're meant to win this, considering how much more powerful this boss is. And, well, I'm gonna let you figure that out for yourself right now. They put haste on himself. That means his physical attacks are gonna do an absolute crazy amount of damage. That is gonna miss. Like always. And we kill him, because we were in fact supposed to beat him like this. Sadly our mages did not survive. I kind of expected that, but I was pretty confident that our warrior dragon could pull it out. And for this he gets... yeah, a good level up. Strength, luck, good amount of HP. So I'm pretty happy with that. We got the mithril sword. That's not a guaranteed drop. We're actually very lucky that we got that. Bosses in this game do have rare drops, but you can only kill them once, and there's no guarantee they'll drop it. You obtain the crystal eye. Can we move on yet? Thanks. We obviously also got the crown back from him that we gave, but the game's not going to mention that because it should be fairly obvious. We go back to the city now, where we will, in fact, heal up because we really need to. That means before we fight the next boss in this game, we will actually have to grind out a little bit again. It is what it is. That's Final Fantasy for you. So right now, we're not poisoned though as the warrior, so it's not going to be as hard as last time to make it back. Get through these wolves quickly. Another point about the Final Fantasy series is, even though the artwork was done by, at least for Final Fantasy 1, by one guy, mostly. The original game that the artwork was made for could not replicate it at all. Like I said, it was a game from 1986. And that meant that, you know, they had these amazing, crazy drawings, but they couldn't really do anything with it. Like, when they eventually crafted the sprites, they didn't really look like what they originally made. That's gonna take a while, but I guess I'll beat him. So when they made a game out of the Game Boy Advance version and the PSP version, and now eventually this one, they got to get almost got to replicate what they originally wanted to do. And in that way, these enemies have become sort of a mixed match of the limitations that they were forced upon in the past and the artwork that they originally wanted to create them after, which is why they no longer are accurate to either. We should probably equip our mental sword, I just realized, but I forgot, guys. Because it's not going to make much of a difference in these battles, to be honest. There we go. And the warrior got another level up because he got all the XP from the elf boss, so he was already quite a ways there. A fine level up. It's not great, but it's fine. We're getting there. Before I forget... No. There you go. I'm equipped. Let's see if this is better. And as you can see, the Mithril Sword is a really rare drop. It's a really good sword. So that's going to make our warrior quite good for the moment, especially since nobody else has gotten quite such rare gear yet. And we're going to show it off here, how much damage it does. And you can immediately see that we broke the 100 cap very easily. We're going to do that now on every hit. There's a 200 cap even. So that's going to make this playthrough quite a bit easier, which I'm not sure yet about if I'm happy, but it is what it is, right? I'm not going to use it if the game gave me such a rare drop. Now that we're back here, Elfheim, first we'll start healing up at the church, because we should have quite a bit of gil from that boss. Yes, we do. There we go. Sadly, the church is gonna rip us off pretty hard. It's 200 gil per unit. It's what it is. And there we go. Now everybody, I'm gonna admit, everybody's quite a bit behind the warrior, but at some point when we're gonna grind, we're gonna fix that, so... That's not something I'm very worried about. There we go. What some people might not actually expect, is that despite the fact that the game was made in 1986, all the mechanics, aside from some spells that you see in this game, functioned almost exactly the same as they do now. It just, you know, looked less pretty. So if you think that any of these mechanics are, you know, not very outdated, then, yeah, I guess they never were for you. But for some of you, you might definitely feel that they are, which I can't blame you for. Going into the castle now. Yes, it is a different place, the Elven Castle. As I always do, we're going to talk to some of the NPCs, and if they have anything interesting to say, then I'll be explaining about that. And if they don't, then I'm going to tell them that they suck and they're boring. Astos' curse has put our prince into deep sleep from which he cannot awake. So, we already killed Astos, because I forgot to go to this place before I went to the boss. But what that basically means is that Astos was the one that basically made the prince go into deep slumber so he could search for the crown and the eye, or, you know, we got the crown for him. He got us to do it. And, yeah, that was kind of his whole master plan. Put the elf prince / king to sleep, and tried to become more powerful than him in the meantime. Which, I mean, it worked. It definitely worked. The till we stopped him. This guy says the same thing. Not very interesting. Storm to the castle. Fall into the I'm gonna assume that he means stormed into the castle, and this might be a translation error. Which Final Fantasy 1 is not a stranger to at all, but I didn't expect it in the Pixel remaster, because by now, Square has kind of gotten their shit together on that, but, yeah, see, fall into the castle and place a curse on our prince. Then Assos carted away the castle's treasures. What he means by that is the treasures we got in that dungeon, the last time we did this, is that those were the treasures of the king. That's where he held it away to. And to a degree. Wait, am I saying that right? Is that a thing that they missed out on? Carted away the castle's treasures. I do not believe that the castle's treasures are actually at that broken castle, because that's where Astos was, and I don't believe that's where you find them, actually. Left under Astos' curse for 5 years now. There must be a concoction that can arouse the one who sleeps, but where? Yeah, so we can't actually wake him up yet, which is why I came here. But despite the fact that that's true, we do have what we need now to get the cure, but I want to get this lore out of the way first, because some of these characters changed their dialogue. The dwarves live in the caves to the western edge of the Elden Sea. They're a friendly bunch. They sure are, buddy. The dwarves is somebody we already visited. I came there before he told me, but let's say you didn't know, then this would have been how you found out. And if you look at the top here, a little sneak peek, you can see there's a door there, and there's a way to get there. There we go. So you carefully walk around this. Very carefully. If you go off the path even a little, the game's gonna, like, kick you out. Get to this. And this is where you cannot get anything, because we need the Mystic Key. The treasure room has been secured with the Mystic Key. Yeah, he's just here to tell you that, even though, you know, when you press on the door, pretty obvious. But yeah, you can see if you walk out here, then, game's like, get the hell out. So now that this is not a spoiler, now because we got the Crystal Eye, if you remember, we can get that to Matoya's cave. And we can give it back to her. And that's basically gonna be our next step. Save really quickly, we did beat a boss after all. There we go. So I don't want to spend our money yet. I know that we have it. We could definitely buy some level 4 spells, but I'm not interested in that yet. Because despite the fact that level 4 spells are pretty good, they don't do... Some of them don't do more than what we can do right now. And we're gonna need that money later on. Like, very badly. Take care of this very quickly. Well, maybe if they don't get their first turn on, like, every turn, but, you know. That should kill them. You know, or not. That will, though. You can see our Black Mage kind of getting up there now. He's doing big numbers to big parties. We're going to use our boat because it is faster. And I actually don't believe we could do it without it right now. No, we can't, because Matoya escapes all the way to the north. So, these water enemies are the same as when we first came on the water. That means that they're really not that strong anymore, so we shouldn't be too scared. Like, even you see the Red Mage can now dodge it. It's not a problem anymore. There we go. So, I don't know it right now, But when you're on the ship and you do a certain button combination, this was in the NES version as well, and also the Game Boy Advance version. Not sure about the PSP version, but you know, maybe I'll tell you guys about that next time, whether it's true or not. If you do a certain button input, sort of puzzle screen will come on, and that will lead towards something. It is kind of an Easter egg, though. It's not something that you have to find. You could play the entire game without it. So even the sharks, even though they're stronger than the Sahagin, still not a problem. There we go. So, this is Dr. Pepper, as we call her. You got another good HP level up, because that's her team this time. Another intellect and luck, so it's quite an amazing level up for the healer. I kind of was hoping she gets some more strength, because her hammer has become valuable in time, but not that big a deal. Defend. Other enemies are weak to thunder, so this should take them out. There we go. You know, pretty easy logic. Water enemies. What does water do bad with? Electricity ends for it. You use electricity. I know, mind blown. Fire escape's over there. I'm not sure if we can get there from here. Let me see. No, we cannot. So I went the wrong way. Because of course I did. But it should be pretty close where we need to be. This battle might take us a hot second because, you know, it's basically the combination of the strongest water enemies, aside from one, which I'm not going to mention yet because we didn't meet it, that we can find. So as you can see, our black mage actually uses a knife instead of a staff, and that's because my friend, who the name was based after, or well, yeah, her online name was based on, Jolene, wanted one because she wanted to stab things. So there you go. If you're wondering why we're not playing completely optimal, that's why. There we go. That's gonna kill that one very easily. Ooh, miss. But it doesn't really matter. We're just too strong for this now. Until we get to one of the new sea areas, basically. So if you remember, this is Cornelia. Yes, I derped there for a moment until I saw it. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys, like, if you talk to the dancers and you don't know what you have to do, this is when this is when a dancer would basically tell you where you would have to go. So here you could find out that you would have to Matoya's High. I'm sure you people nowadays would search it up on YouTube, but that's how we did it in the old days. If your game was made well, because otherwise you'd just be on your own. As I told, old inns are cheaper than newer inns, so we are gonna rest here because it's only 30 gil per night. That's gonna save us quite a bit of money. So I wanted to buy some items while we're here because no, it's not hard to get to Matoya's Cave at all anymore, but I just want to stock up a little bit because we have the money to do so. Buy 5 potions. Buy 5 high potions. Oh, no one in the chat yet. That's fine. And some tents. There we go. Still at a good 10,000, so we shouldn't be too worried about our gold. A gold. In a funny accent. Sometimes my voice does weird things. Hello to you people. No. Enough of that, but... yeah, we're going to Matoya now, because we can. Nobody can stop me. Cave, and then... there might be another docking spot, but I'm not gonna risk it. We're going up there. Everything here is really easy to either run away from kill or kill anyway, so it shouldn't take too long. Checking if my stream is good, so give me a second. No, the stream is still good. That's cool. Doesn't seem like we have any viewers. Hasn't ever stopped me before. Welcome to you. Well, I was gonna say invisible people, but then it jumped to 2. So welcome to you, one person. There we go. Let's see. We're pretty close. Even these crazy horses, which we have met in the past, they're not that dangerous anymore, so we're just gonna... boom. Done. Moving on. Those don't mean anything anymore like they used to. Here we are, Matoya's Cave. Now, some of you might be wondering if Matoya's Cave in Final Fantasy XIV also has the Crystal Eye. And that's something that is kind of true, but not in the same way. Because that's like the only game she returned, so... I always like to imagine where you're sitting on this chair, you're sitting on it like backwards and talking to her. Like the coolest guy you can be from the... well, not even the 90s, the 80s. Because that's when this game originally came out. The old version at least. Oh, what's this? My crystal eye. Give it here. Don't worry, I have something to in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection. So we obtained the Joel tonic. There we go. Yeah, and in Final Fantasy XIV, Matoya is kind of rude. And like she's thankful for like 1 second for her eye. You talk to her again, and she's immediately rude. And apparently we're also not attractive. Which I don't know how she would know, because we're currently running as the Black Mage, and you know, you can't really see his face. So that's kind of awkward. We'll use magic. We'll get back to a city anyway, so it's fine. Still nobody in the chat, because I'm a very new streamer, so I might not even be good at this yet, but I will entertain one of you. Somehow somebody out there will be entertained by me, and you can't stop me. And I will live for this one person. Maybe, but not really. That'd be kind of insane. You know, maybe it won't be you. Maybe it won't be the next person. Or the 1000th person. But it will be one. Here we go. I say that like nobody's entertained by my stream, but one of my friends actually likes really watching this, so just being dramatic over here for no reason, I guess. There you go. We rest again quickly in Cornelia, and then we're gonna rake up the Elf King, Prince, person. Gotcha. I keep forgetting if he's a prince or a king. I don't believe that the elves actually have a king in this game. They just have a prince. Because I guess he's handsome, so they had to call him that, right? Let's see. Get this over with. The Elf Kingdom was at the southwest. Yes. Okay. Warning for those who are watching right now. I do curse. If you can't handle that, I don't know. Go watch someone PG, I guess. But you know, I don't say that to be your enemy. I'm just saying that to give you out a friendly warning. If you enjoy it and you think I don't do it enough, or you can tolerate it, but you still think I'm fun, you stay around. Simple as that. First wipe mage misses. God, the pixel art is so good in this game. I just had to say that. No reason to it. I just want to say that the pixel art is really good. Because it is. Preemptive strike. I guess we can just kind of thunder all of these up and then be done with it. There we go. Easy enough. Where is the Elfheim is at the bottom. See where we need to be. There we go. But again, I get okay. They're giving us these giant groups, which are normally pretty rare, but not today, I guess. You see there the black mage, because it was in defend mode, he actually didn't take that much damage. So defend is actually not useless in this game. Maybe we should have used it against the Dark Elf King as well. But we didn't. We just didn't. Aluji with a good level up. Actually, strength, luck. He wants to be physical red mage. Or at least lean towards that. So this does him quite well. And we got a potion. Yay! 50 HP for free. I say that like it's no big deal, but it's gonna cut down on his buying potions, so you know it's actually not that bad. I didn't mean to flee, buddy. I probably shouldn't have cast Fear, to be honest, because they're resistant to that, but hopefully the Red Mage clutches this out goes first. Or you get to see me be a dumbass. Well, that worked out. Kinda lucky, but it worked out. So, for the few people who are actually excited for this series, not many of you yet, but who knows, maybe by then it is a few. I will be doing a sort of like lore, in-depth lore take into each game. It's not going to be that long for this game because there's not too much to talk about. Those will be videos on YouTube. They won't be on stream. But yeah, in a way, you know, for those who are excited about it, look forward to it, I suppose. No reason not to. Walk out so we can go up here without a battle. Let's wake up that silly prince of ours who decided it was okay to sleep for 5 years. Talk about a beauty sleep. I definitely have some friends who would want to sleep that long, but I keep telling them, no, you can't do that. I need you for emotional support. But not for me, for all those other people. So I don't have to do it alone. I guess we talk to him. There we go. Yeah, I guess we couldn't just shove it into the elf prince's mouth when we're nobodies here, so. Makes sense. Makes sense. My sound is sort of good. Yes, it is. Alright, everything is good. We're gonna continue. Maybe just what we need to break the curse and awaken the prince. I probably missed the dialogue bug, because that doesn't seem right. I will try it at once. You know, of course, magically, it completely works out. Because of course it would. Your Highness. Your Highness. I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming? Yeah, just imagine waking up after 5 years. How many dreams you would have had. How many of them would have been scary? Because, you know, I could imagine your mind would twist some things if you're sleeping for 5 years. You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. How do you know? There's only one of me here. I know they're technically, like, mushed inside me, but, you know, normally when we talk to people, they all kind of show up. Not this time, I guess. He just knows. Because he's the elf prince, and he has that magical ability. I shall heed the legend as it was told to me and my forefathers. Time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owner has come at last. This is finally when we get the mystic key. To remember all those places where we needed it, then, good job. But if you don't remember, I'll be going there, because I do definitely remember. There's some good stuff in there. Thanks to you, the prince has finally awoken. You have my undying gratitude. You've brought peace back to Elfheim. I am awake and strong again, all because of you. Thank you, Warriors of Light. Still can't believe they call us that, considering who I named the people after in this game, but, yeah, I guess I have to accept it, that, Procrastination, Luigi, Dr. Pepper, and Dragon are the true heroes of this game, and nobody else. One of the places, if you remember, I showed recently, and that's around the castle, so we're gonna quickly do that. Here we go. Get a Metro Hammer. That's gonna be really good for the White Mage, because he actually wants to use those. 800 gil, that's meh, but it's fine. 700 gil combined with the 800, that's quite good. And Bronze Gloves. And we're gonna distribute those right now. Just so we have no confusion in the future. Here's the Metro Hammer. It's quite a bit stronger than the normal hammer. Let me see. I don't believe there is anything else that the White Mage can wear. No. Shield, leather gloves. I was wondering if maybe the Red Mage, because he can wear more armors than the other mages, could wear this, but no, he can't either. Leather gloves. And here we have the warrior, because of course he's the one that can wear the bronze gloves, because he's the big warrior guy. And then that's it for now. That's gonna make our White Mage quite useful when, you know, she doesn't use magic, or there's undead, or either. She also could run out, but that's gonna become more and more rare. Now though that we have gone to Matea's castle, because I actually didn't want to walk down, I wanted to walk right into the city. Now is when I'm interested in buying the 4th level spells, so we can look at those. Because now we should have plenty of money. As you can see, the white mage there, they're pretty good. I think that was a critical hit regardless, but fine. Yeah, so we're gonna get those spells. We're gonna have to decide what we get, because we have right now 14,000. Yes, I was gonna say 1400, but that's absolutely wrong. Is it? Yes, it is. 1400 is like 1,000 with 400. That's we have another 0. Can't you guys tell how good I am at math? I actually am quite decent at math, but sometimes my brain derps. So I guess what I should say is that I'm occasionally good at math. When my brain feels like being. Go. We're gonna need this. So we can cure poison in the future. That's gonna be quite important. This would also be quite good. You can see now that Aluji sadly cannot learn these spells anymore. It is what it is. We will fix that in the future, but for right now, it is just... we can't do it. And Null Frost. Alright, that's as our White Mage pretty much covered on a lot of things. With the Black Mage. With our Black Mage. Zara, Haze. These are all kind of good. What do I really want though? Could I buy all? No, I couldn't buy all of them. I need 7,500. Let's get at least Blazera, so Jeline has a few more spells to use. One second, guys. I have to answer the door. I'll be right back. Let me hide this for a second.
Mic off. Mic on.
Let me get it back up. If I did that right, then none of you guys should have been bothered about that or saw it. There we go. While my cam is on anyway, if you look behind me, am I pointing the right way? Yes, I am. Poster behind me. It's actually a Final Fantasy VIII poster that I had imported from America, because they don't really do stuff like that here in my country, sadly. So untapped markets. but there's more untapped markets here, so that's not really that surprising. What was I doing? Very confused? Yeah, if you do see, Elucia can still learn the black magic of this place, because the red mage does get to learn higher black magic than white magic. At least in this game he does. There we go. Now we're poor again. So that's good. I guess. And now we're gonna collect all those chests, because we have the Mystic Key now. This will actually be worth a trip. It's not just some useless junk. It's actually quite good stuff. So, it's worth going for. That is for sure. So, the first place we're going to, if you remember, is the Chaos Shrine, because... well, we would if we didn't get interrupted every 5 seconds, but you know. Yeah, the Chaos Shrine, because that's the first place, if you do remember, where we saw the Mystic Key having a use. Here we see Blazera, quite a cool spell in my opinion, but you know, like any spell in this game, eventually you see it so much that it doesn't impress you anymore. This level up is fine. It's a pretty standard Black Mage level up. Not that much HP, but it gets more intellect because it always does. Almost always, anyway. I think we had one. I think we had 2 level ups where Black Mage only got HP and like 1 or 2 without intellect, which was quite sad. But you know, it's fine. Fine. It's fine. We're doing fine. Cornelia. Yeah, we need to get to Cornelia so we can get to the Chaos Shrine. So there we go. I think after we get the Mystic chests out of the way, we might end the stream there for today, because... yeah, I kind of have to go soon. I can't really help that. As always, I'll be uploading this to my stream archive, which I finally will link in somewhere in Twitch. And that's gonna be quite fine. So my 1, 2 fans? Well, no, 3. 3 to 5 fans can watch it, I guess. And maybe more if I count you invisible people who secretly enjoy this, but also don't. Well, you do, but you don't type. You don't talk, which is fine. Called the invisible audience. I said this once before. But I am gonna acknowledge that I see you. And no matter how scared you get by that, I will keep mentioning. I know you're there. You feel people? Say that, but maybe I'm talking to myself right now, one person. It's only talking to one person. That's fine. So there we go. I'm gonna give you guys a breather right now, because I know that I talk a ton when I play games. Some people really enjoy that, but some of you, you know, you like the calm stream, where the person talks slow, and you relax, and you sit back. Don't come here for that. I am not that person. I am definitely not that person. The Final Fantasy series as a whole right now is also like kind of a... yes, it is a very big series. I wouldn't call it like... It's very obviously not indie games, very obviously. But I would say that it's not a mainstream series. I would say it's the biggest of the niche in a way. There we go, quick save. Like I said, one quick save when we enter a dungeon, and that's it. Maybe I said one quick save per dungeon, but even then, I didn't use a quick save in this dungeon yet when I came here the first time, so that's not really a problem. Go. So we get the Rune Blade. Let's see who can use that. So it's not stronger than our Mithril Sword. That's just because our Mithril Sword, as I said, was very rare drop. But I am curious if, yes, our Rep Mage can actually wear the Rune Blade, so that's quite useful. And I'm sure at some point we will find a monk weapon in here somewhere, and that's just useless to us, but we can sell that. Go. Just because I know she's gonna watch this, if you got this far, then shout out to you, Pepper. You're doing pretty well as a white mage. Shout out to Jeline because you're doing pretty well as a black mage. And I'm glad you made the decision you made, Luigi. Even though it's fine if you didn't. A Werebuster and a Gold Needle. Now the Gold Needle I have told before is something to cure stone, which is a bitch to deal with in this game. It's so awful. Oh god. We'll get there when we get there. So the Werebuster, it kind of implies it in the name. You're kind of gonna notice. Otherwise you're just wondering, why is it just a worse sword than the other sword that you got? That's because it's effective against a specific enemy type. And Werebuster, you know, kind of like werewolf, so this one is good against, I think beast-type enemies? Which is kind of confusing. Because beast-type enemies are not animals. Animal-type enemies are different. But some animals that have been like beastified are beast enemies and enemies at the same time. So it's a lot of testing to make the Werebuster like useful when you should use it. As you can see though, it is in fact, what would you call it? As strong as the Rune Blade. Which means that there was something about the Rune Blade that I'm forgetting. I think it's good against something else. It might be magic enemies actually. But we haven't faced those yet, so let's give him the Werebuster first. Great job, me. If I didn't forget anything. No, I don't believe so. So we can move on. Because the other one was the Gold Needle, that's right. What kind of shit did we get into so far? Like the party? Is that what you're asking, Jeline? Oh, we had trouble with escaping, the first dungeon, the Marsh Caves. We struggled with that really badly. And then we almost died to the Dark Elf King. Because he has a bunch of bullshit spells that he spams. Aside from that, you guys have been doing awesome. but those 2 points, you guys really struggled. If you're curious what happens, Jolene, at those points, then you would just have to go to the stream archive, which I'm posting in the Twitch description after this stream today. And if you're not curious, then I guess you don't find out. Right now, we just got the Mystic Key, Jolene, which means all those doors that we couldn't open before, we can open those now. So we're collecting treasure from those, which is gonna give us quite a good bit of equipment. The only one who hasn't got a new equipment yet is you, from it. Like, the warrior actually got a really rare drop from the boss that it doesn't always drop the mithril swords. I got new gloves. Luigi got the Wear Buster, which is good against beast-type enemies. And Dr. Pepper got a new hammer. Which means that you now have become the weakest physical attacker. Because the mithril hammer is actually quite good. Maybe I can show it here. There you go. Yeah, it does 51 damage. Where was I going? Where was I going? We did the Chaos Shrine. We did the Elf Castle, which you didn't see. And then we still have... We still gotta go to the Marsh Caves. That's where more chests are. Which we can easily reach. So, I might have had viewers into the UK, Jolene. They didn't say anything, though. They didn't come into the chat. Maybe they were scared of my pure raw energy. I don't know. But there were some lore points that I discussed before we got to where we are now. So that might be another small reason. It wasn't anything too big. But there was some interesting stuff in there for you to go back. Maybe you scared him away. You never know. I've also been telling some random stories about things here and there. Because, you know, there's only so much I can talk about with Final Fantasy 1. I'm kind of running out of stuff. Yeah, the cult leader. Yeah, guys, in my FF14 guild that I run, we have the cult leader. Have to use that for legal reasons. Sort of. Which controls the cult. Sacrifices people, definitely. And one thing that I didn't show yet, and I kind of did, because you didn't get any new gear, Jolene, is I made you party leader, like you walk around the map, because I felt you deserved that after like the game constantly shafting you. Pepper said she sadly couldn't make it because she has to do something. I don't remember what it was. She said she's not at her PC. So she's gonna rewatch it on the stream archive, so she won't be here today. And Luigi, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if Luigi has told you yet, but he has decided to not leave the guild. which is not relevant to you random watchers out there, but I have the moment now to tell, so I'm gonna do it. We have no context. What are you gonna do about it? Exactly nothing. Yeah, I imagined he might be at work, because I know, when I can stream is not when everybody can watch. That's just how it is. Why did you put the kapow there? Did you put that there for Pepper, because she isn't here? Is that what you're doing? Hmm? So, one thing I was talking about is, we got the, Rune Blade and the Weird Buster. Some of you random viewers might have already seen this, but, I don't know. Go tell me in the chat that I shouldn't repeat it, huh? They're good against different enemy types, which is something that they did in older Final Fantasy games. Like, the Rune Blade is good against magical enemies, and the Weird Buster is good against beast enemies. Yeah, I guess you can say that, yeah. Have your bestie be here in spirit. There we go. Level up for Dragon, the one that nobody cares about. Nobody gets excited when he gets a level up. But it is a really good level up. Has a lot of HP, has strength, intellect, and luck. I say that, but if I said that while Pepper was around, she'd probably be like grumpy at me right now. Be like, I care. I care about your level up, Moan. I'd be like, yes, I know, but I gotta joke around about it, okay? So you're gonna see a little bit of the Marsh Cape. This was the first dungeon that we did. We're gonna go through the treasure room. Yeah, this place kicked her ass the first time we came through here. Which was my fault, but it was also kind of intentional. I wanted to see if the game was as easy as people made it out to be if you don't grind. And it turns out that not grinding like a maniac actually does make the game sort of challenging. I know, shocking. Very shocking indeed. Oh yeah, now that we have all this gear and stuff, we're definitely gonna kick their ass, no doubt about it. There we go. So, when you weren't here, and for any of the other watchers that weren't here, the Marsh Cave, the first dungeon of, not just Final Fantasy 1, but the whole series, I don't consider it the easiest dungeon in the series, because later on, there will be dungeons in the series that are way, way harder. Because they weren't pussies back then, okay? They made stuff difficult. Last time I went from the top left to down, so this time we go from the top down to up to the right. There you go. These are the green slimes, for those who don't remember. They're weak against magic. They're not weak against physical. I wanted to see if we were strong enough to just physical them anyway, but that's not the case, it seems. So let's just take care of it. I did get Poisona, so we can now cure poison. We don't have to worry about that as much. But, you know, Aluigi kills them first because he's a show-off. That'd be mixed up. Yeah, I'm still, you still have your knife. As I told you, Jolene, I was also telling the other people, like, yes, our black mage has a knife because the player, who, the name connected to this character is a friend of mine, online, and they wanted one very badly. Let me stab. I don't know. I mean, I do know other knives exist in the game, Jolene, but I'm not sure when we're gonna find one. So that's gonna be quite something. Alright, the only enemy in this place that might still be somewhat spooky, the scorpions. They just hit so hard. Forever the lowest hitter. Well, I mean, yeah, as a physical striker you are, but in terms of magic, you're the strongest hitter. So, but how you see it, you know. There we go. Poisona. There we also go. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. I had to do something small. Here we are. I believe, yes, here we are, okay. Sadly, I don't exactly remember where the treasure exactly is for the key. But that's not really that big a problem, because we need to level up for the next boss anyway, and if we can, you know, grind a little bit here before we grind in the upper fields, that'll be quite swell with me, honestly. As you can see, this room has like another whole full boxes of treasure. Quite crazy. So, how are you doing today anyway, Jolene? Are you good? There might be a new shiny knife in one of those. There might be. I don't exactly remember, and I do believe that the treasure has been not much, but slightly changed. So, you know, I could just not know. Basically. Upper armlet. Don't we already... Yeah, we have those. We didn't need another, but I guess we got one. We can sell it. What do you mean so far? You gotta be alright for the whole day. It's important to, Aluka survival. Okay? How is he gonna win if you don't feel good enough to cast your spells? That was your new ice spell, by the way. I know you have a spawn. I am definitely aware that you do have that spawn, yes. I mean, are you trying to say that you hate the outside? Is that what you're trying to say? Hmm? I wouldn't blame you. There we go. Level up for Luigi, which is good for once. Finally. Good amount of HP, some stamina, which is fine, and an intellect, which he does need. Nothing in here. Let's make sure we are healed up, huh? This is a long trip when you search for these treasures. There we go. One thing I would wish they would do in Final Fantasy 1 is that they have slightly less encounters, because you can't go anywhere in this game without it being like random battle, random battle, random battle. But you know, it's kind of something you have to deal with these old games, sadly. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, if I wasn't streaming, it'd probably bother me less as well. So, in reality, it's not really a problem. It's just, you know, a stream problem. Oh, hello. How you doing? These are the enemies you missed out on last time, the Pisco demons. They are mages, and they can, guaranteed, if they don't use their physical attack, which does a lot of damage, they can guaranteed paralyze you. You might remember them from one of the first Final Fantasy 14 dungeons, actually. That's where he comes from. It's the one with, the orbs, where, you know, you gotta activate them, and then you create a bridge. That's quite something. And we miss, of course. Oh well, we'll still win. It's just gonna be with a bit more damage than I would have liked. There you go. And that should finish it. And it's gonna give level up to Jeline here, or 17-1. And it sucks. You got 2 HP and nothing else. I'm proud of you. Where is it? Potions, there it is. Messing with my eye candy. So you did notice he got really hurt there, huh? Fair enough. Yeah, the Blizzara is your first 4th level spell, so yeah. We find monsters in here, apparently, which I kinda expected. But we got a preemptive strike, so we won. These are the anacondas. The stronger snakes. I do not believe these poison, but they hit a lot harder. But you know, they're gonna be no match for the awesome power of Fyra. So, does it really matter? No. No, it doesn't. Bam. Obtain the silver armlet, our first final good armlet. Which could be, I believe, equipped by the white mage, yes. And tactically the red mage, but we're not gonna do that because out of everyone, Julie needs this the most right now. Like, actually have decent defense. Because your health pool absolutely sucks. You're competing with 353, 294, 191, and then you're 140. And you also used to have the lowest defense. But you know, now you're good. Because now you're as tanky as the red mage is. The black mage also doesn't really have to worry about running out of spells as much anymore, because she has quite a lot of spell slots now. So we'll be moving on. Of course, just before we get in there, we get attacked by some random wolves, because of course we do. Like, do I get poisoned? Nope. Not this time. Yeah, you really are the glass. I mean, black mages are always glass cannons, Jolene. But you went a little bit above and beyond to being a glass cannon, to be honest. No more Pisco demons. They're not gonna be a problem. Don't worry about it. And we probably win. Ooh, Jolene dies. That's bad. That's kind of... They all attacked you. And you were full health too. How tragic. Another one down. Another one dunks to dust. See if maybe Aluji can heal himself, so because if he dies, we are in deep shit. There we go. That's gonna help. And we won again, which should give us another good treasure at the very least. And we get an antidote. That's not good at all. But I believe that we have... No, we do not. We do not have a Phoenix down. Got to breaking about that armlet. Yeah, I mean, the Pisco Demons wasn't really gonna matter on, because they're multi-hitters. And that basically means that your defense means jack shit. There's not much I can really do about that, sadly. Well, I mean, I could have grinded you up and up and up, but I don't want this game to be piss easy, because then it's gonna get really, really boring. So one thing you can notice about Final Fantasy 1 is that it's kind of making us walk around to areas we've already been right now, to kind of make it seem like a longer game. Which, you know, that's just what they had to do back then. Which is why there was nothing to talk about, because we've already seen all of this. So one thing you notice there is, when Aluigi attacked the enemy, he still did a lot of damage, despite the fact that the green slime is resistant to physical. And that's kind of what I was talking about on day one. If you get a critical hit, your defenses don't matter. But that's actually not why Aluigi is doing so much damage right now. It's because the sword he's using, it's what the enemy is weak to. The type of enemy that is. So we got our stuff from here. So we're gonna leave, finally. We're gonna revive our little Jolene here. Procrastination, who likes sleeping. No, we're all quite fine, actually. Well, we were. Now we might not be, but... They carry me. They sure do. So the thing about confusion is that it makes the enemies hit each other. But every time you hit them, there is a chance that they might snap out of it. Kind of like you're confused, and then like old cartoons, you hit somebody on the head with a giant fucking piano, and then they're like, I'm good now. So Dragon Hair has a shitty level up. Absolutely sucks. So it is what it is. And Dr. Pepper here has a fine level up. It's not bad, it's not great, it's just fine. Oh, they can carry me. Yeah, that sounds like more like something you would say, actually. Now, I did come semi-prepared. Because I did buy a lot of antidotes. So there. That's not gonna bother us. So, one sad thing about Final Fantasy 1 is there's not really espers or summons of some kind, or eidolons, or guardian forces, or whatever you want to call them. The monsters you summon, basically. Because that wasn't invented yet. And I would say that in the future Final Fantasy games, that's going to be a fun aspect that we get to see evolve as we go. Which, our party member, like Dr. Pepper, I'm pretty sure she's the one who's gonna care most about that, because she really wants to see the summons. What happened? Bench Games is rated. Hello! I've never been rated before, so I have no idea what this exactly means, but from my understanding, I now have 3 people who come in from, like, the main streamer that just rated me. But feel free to explain it to me. Thanks for the raid regardless, Ban the games. I don't know how to fit your GG in there, but we're gonna do like... You sure did, buddy. You sure did. Well, anyone who just came in, my name is Moon. I am a very esteemed person, as you can see. Welcome, Van Games. Thanks for the follow. You're very welcome. That was the first time I got to see my follow what's it called? Alert work, so thanks for that as well. Now I know that it does in fact function. But as I was gonna say, I'm playing Final Fantasy 1, the Pixel Remaster. There were a bunch of versions before that, but that's not really important right now. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy me. Or you don't. Or you don't. You know, it's fine either way. But you better do. Because I need it. I need the viewership. Right now in Final Fantasy 1, we're in the Marsh Caves. For any of you who are already here, you might have known that. Don't care. I can't see it. I don't have the second monitor yet, okay? I have the screen and a phone. It's always support new streamers. I've only been going for a couple of months myself. I can't even say that I have been going for a couple months myself yet, Ban Games. Because, well, I've been going for like, I don't know, 3 days at the best. Maybe 4, if you count the day that I didn't stream, but I don't. As a streamer myself, I'll be going through most of the Final Fantasy series. I'll be recording, or as the best of my ability, the lore. I'll also be explaining some of the lore as I go through these games. I'm quite an energetic person myself. I talk all the time. Get used to it. If you don't like that, you might not want to stay around. I'm gonna be honest. But if you do, and you like this content, then I'll see you in the future again. And I'll definitely call out your name again. I've actually gotten through the Marsh Cave myself, Band Games. Just gonna call you Band from now on, is that okay? It's easier. We're going right now back, we went back for the treasure with the Mystic Key, which we got from the Elf Prince. And right now we're trying to escape the Marsh Caves again, because our Black Mage died. She kind of got a lot of, shitty HP, upgrades. FF1 through 9 currently. And that's fair. So you're working through like the originals, I would say. Not like the original 6, but before Square Enix took over. Because the first 9 were made by Squaresoft. Yeah, if I see you a bit, then you're very welcome. It'll be fun to have another viewer, or another chatter even in the chat. I haven't seen you stream yet, Bang Games, but just for out of kindness right now, for anybody who's watching, go check him out. And if you like him, you like him. And if you think he sucks, then you leave him. And if you... No, just like with me. There's your shitty plug for me. Yeah, I know. Final Fantasy 1, they have an encounter rate of like 1 billion. But I'm just gonna promise you right now, because I know a lot about these games. You're gonna have to get used to it for a while, buddy. You're not gonna introduce many repels yet. Especially not in Final Fantasy 2. Final Fantasy 2 is worse than Final Fantasy 1, so... just like me, I wish you good luck. Final Fantasy 2 is not a good game. Nope. I played all of them myself. Almost all of them, including the spin-off games. One game that I haven't played is Final Fantasy Type 0, though, so when I'll get there, that will be new to me. Um, even though 2 completely sucks as a Final Fantasy game, it is kind of interesting for the history, because in Final Fantasy 2 is when they tried to introduce more story elements, which back in the day was pretty rare in those times, because Final Fantasy 2, I believe, came out in 1988. It might have been 1987 in Japan. Sure, I'll catch you soon. Like I tell all my other viewers who don't eat for some reason all the time, do eat. It's important. It's important to your health. We're almost out of the Marsh case right now. Which means we can finally move on, and then we'll be going to Cornelia, actually, for something. Because if you remember from the beginning of the game, which you guys probably don't because you just raided me, but you know, there's a treasure room there that we need to open with this key, and that's gonna lead us towards our next objective. There was one NPC who kind of told us about it in secret, but not fully. This is one of the more confusing parts of the game. Like, the Mystic Key seems optional in a way. Like, it's good treasure, but you don't really need to do it, right? But, I'm just gonna tell you right now, for anyone who wants to play Final Fantasy 1, yes, you do need to use the Mystic Key. It's completely, it's not optional. Not at all. So now we get to the weak enemies again. We just need to get through it. We just need to get through it. We need to get to Cornelia. But before we do that, we're gonna heal up our Black Mage, so they don't lose out on all the XP. Are you still there, Jeline, or did Ban scare you away? Oh, you're probably lurking, that's what I'm gonna guessing. Actually. You're good at that, so. If you're not here, it's fine. I've been talking plenty before you came here as well. It wasn't all interesting topics, but, you know, you learn as you go. Oh, you were prepping the spawn for a nap, huh? Yeah, the Black Mages have a lot of responsibilities, guys. When they have children, they automatically become demons. Not actual lore, by the way, I'm joking. But they become automatically demons, and then, you know, you become a mother, and you realize your life is ruined. That's good. Definitely not referring to real life right now. Nope. Why would you even insist that? There we go. We got Jeline back up. Two. I'll cleanse him later. Good luck with the cleansing process. I heard it's very, very difficult to do. Ambush. I would have told Ban something if he was still here about him having a lot of, you know, encounters, but I guess he's gone, so maybe I'll tell him another time, huh? Question, procrastination. Do you cleanse him with holy water? Or do you cleanse him with pure evil? With, like, calming evil. Luigi here with a level up, which is fine. It's a decent level up, but it's not amazing. We got an antidote that's gonna save us money. Even though I'm fine on money, I think. Because we fought a fuck ton of things in there. Yeah, we're fine. We don't like the holy water. Yeah, I know why you don't like the holy water, but you know... I meant like as in maybe like a punishment of some sort. Not good for the skin. So after we do this objective, guys, we will actually get to a new part of the map. I am gonna check right now if the stream is okay for a second. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Cause you know, until I have the second monitor, I'm just gonna keep having to check occasionally if it's okay. Totally use it for punishment, uh-huh. So, for you new viewers out here, I might as well get some nerdy Final Fantasy info out to you, right? The battle theme for this song is especially true in the NES version. Jolene already knows this. But it's also in this version. The first part of the song is supposed to be like you picking your attacks and magics, like the party's kind of thinking, and then roughly by the time you're done, the battle music will kick in when you're actually attacking. So that's some nerdy Final Fantasy 1 trivia for you. If I ever talk too fast, you need to point it out to me, because that's just how I talk. My brain is always in turbo mode, and it doesn't slow down. Was I doing alright? We're going to the castle. I'm at the wrong place, actually. Derp. So this is where we get to unlock the chests. From last time, if you remember when we got here, the stage here tells us the time has come. Well, not that. The time has come to open the doors. The equipment within is sure to help you. Yeah, last time they told us that it was sealed. Like long ago, with like some magical equipment in it. Treasure room has been secured with the Mystic Key. Yeah, and this guy tells you it's been secured with the Mystic Key. So now we're gonna pick up like ancient gear, basically. That was stored here long ago. And the interesting thing that you can realize from this in Final Fantasy 1, that means that, maybe not this Elf Prince, but one in the past, like the past generations that the Elf Prince was talking about. He must have been at Cornelia Castle at one point, because otherwise how would he get this stuff here? And the same is true for the Marsh Cave and the Chaos Shrine. From implication, it seems that all of these at one point have been hidden there by the Elf Prince. So we get a cottage, a saber, gonna let this hang for a second so Jolene can be happy. Let it sink in. The mithril knife. And here we get nitro powder. So how did the Elf Prince get a hand of like nitro powder here? I have no idea. But I guess nitro powder did exist in the past. We just didn't know how to use it right, so. And iron armor. So we're gonna equip all of that. See how good it makes our characters. So again, saber is still not better. It probably won't be compared to anything we have, to be honest. So our warrior actually can't wear that armor, interestingly enough. He can't wear anything new from all of this, because we equipped them too well. So the mithril knife, you can see it has actually more accuracy, which means that it has a higher chance to critical hit and not miss, which is pretty rare anyway, but regardless. And it has 3 more attack, which is lower than the hammer, but it's gonna mean so much for this for the black mage. See if we got anything else. Maybe for the red mage, actually. Check. No. Nope. All that stuff was useless, apparently. Well, we can sell it, I mean, so it's not useless, but would have been cool if it was better upgrades, right? But the black mage hasn't gotten an upgrade in a while, so I feel that's fair. So now that we got this, if you guys remember when we went to the dwarfs, which, you know, are kind of D&D-ish. If you, they wanted to have something for like a bomb, and that's where this nitro powder is gonna come in. Because I alluded to the fact that the dwarves have some kind of technology that the rest of the world doesn't quite have yet. And when I said that, I just mean that they have explosives. They blow shit up. And that's kind of as far as like the technological word that the dwarves get in this game, sadly. They don't really have more word than that. Yeah, the weapon will actually look different. So if you see here, it's a little bit bluish, it's a little bit thicker. It has a nice handle. We got a potion, not bad, not bad. I believe we're at the right place. Let me see. Mount Dugor. Yes, we're at the right place. Okay. It's all about that handle. I mean, in terms of sprite work, they couldn't do too much with the knives, you know, so... they're usually just different colors, maybe a bit bigger, and they have a shiny handle. But there are some knives in the game that actually do look pretty special, but those come way later on. So yeah, as you can see, you sometimes do more damage than Dr. Pepper now. So it's kind of like a competition of who can do the highest, lowest damage. I think is kind of funny. There we are back at the dwarfs. And they all say the same thing, because we weren't supposed to find out this place was here yet. If we go back down here, we can talk to this guy, and we get one of the few cutscenes in this game, so. Nitro powder. Explosive force in this powder will make candle open in no time flat. I owe ya, bands. Like, I can guess most of the words that these guys are saying, but I don't know what Baron's stand for, so... Like, maybe Baron's is some kind of way to say guys? Gonna plant this. There we go. Definitely not dangerous. We're definitely not in an underground cave or anything right now. Trying to make, like, grenades go off. Now we can blast this rock to smithereens. What are you standing around for? The powder's set to blow. Oh yes, you plan on going with it. You best get out while you still can. Yeah, he's not wrong. It's quite powerful explosive. And... boom. Nice. Yeah, when I said that the dwarves had explosives as, like, technology that the other world doesn't have, I meant they can blow up, like, the Earth. Basically. Because if they just had, like, dynamite, I could have said, like, oh, maybe it's of this time, but no, not like that. I cannot wait to see what lies out there beyond that canal. So what it did for us is we have a boat, right? So now we can go through that little spot and we can go to the rest of the map. And I wasn't gonna tell you guys about this yet, but we are here now. With the Mystic Key, we can get the biggest treasure room we have found so far. A whole 8 treasures for us to collect. Are they good? That depends on what the Pixel Remaster did, honestly. So, treasure time. Tent. Fine, but not what I want. Great helm. Amazing. Worm killer. Absolutely amazing. An eater. Very useful item. A potion. Completely outdated item, but I'll take it. Mithril mill. Super broken armor, basically. 575 gil. Very random number, but we got it. And a cottage. Very useful, very useful. So we mostly got good stuff for the warrior there. If you look at the worm killer, it's not as good as the sword that we have right now in terms of attack. But it's able to kill dragons really well. And because Final Fantasy 1 was kind of based after D&D, dragons are the tits. So if you have anything to try and kill them with, you should take advantage of it. Here's the Great Helm. Quite useful. Let's see if I don't misremember anything. We can actually give a Luigi the Worm Killer, which is an upgrade for him. So let's do that. Sadly, this isn't Jace, but you know, let's just say that Jace Jace is the sword in spirit. That sounds like it makes sense. Can give. Did we actually? Let me check. Check. No, the Mithril is actually worse than what we have right now, than the Iron Armor. That's interesting. But for the Red Mage, the Mithril Mill is actually better, so let's equip him with that. And that does it for our party right now. And I would say that's mostly the best gear you can get for all your party members at this point in the game before we, like, cross the canal. Yeah, I know we need Jace, but we can't. We'll include Jace in one of the other Final Fantasy games, Delane. For now, Jace is the sword. That's the best role he's gonna get, okay? can't really do much about that. Well, I mean, technically I can. If I go to configuration, then I believe... No. Also, no. No, I cannot, I don't think I can change the characters' names, actually. Oh, well. With a crystal eye, even the blind can see. Yeah, we already did that for Matoya. We got her crystal eye back. Just for Jeline, because she might be interested in your new watchers as well. Actually, now that I think about it. Just like in FF14, when Matoya gets her crystal eye back, she becomes a grumpy asshole, just like in Final Fantasy XIV. This the worm killer sword. Yep. That's how we identified him, right? But the fact that he likes killing dragons. Do we really know him for anything else, to be honest? He likes fighting me. But that's for that same reason, so... Yeah. Because Jace doesn't talk a lot outside of that, so... I think he complained once about us, like, about PvP, so... I guess he also cares a little bit about PvP, fair enough. Now we do a cure on Jeline. Then we do Blazera. Oh, you've been dragging him along with Astrid? Okay, fair enough. Is that because you also want the armor on Astrid, or is that just because, you know, you want to, I guess? Okay, really quickly. Once we get to the next city, that's where I'm gonna end the stream, guys. This is getting quite late for me. Oh, you wanted it for the Reaper outfit. Fair enough, fair enough. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, for those who play FF14, currently a PvP armor that you can get, but it's quite a lot of grinding. And me and my buddy, Jeline, in the chat right now have been working on that. At least for one of her characters. Speaking of the devil, here we are. We will be exploring the city before we end the stream, because I want to kind of look around in it, what we can do, but... yeah. No, I don't think you dislike Reaper, Jolene. Definitely not. We are now in Melmond, and as you can see, this city is not that rich. So these are all gravestones, as the game so gloriously tells us. Very useful information. You can see there's actually a dwarf here. We're gonna figure out in a second why, but we're gonna start from the start. Starting with this lady. Up on my father's shop, okay. That's great, lady, but which one is your father's shop? Tell me, please. No? Okay. If the Earth Crystal regains its glow, life will return to the Earth. Hills and valleys will again be green. Yeah, so this is kind of hinting to the fact that maybe we are close to the Earth Crystal now, which we need to restore. I'm just a farmer. Have you ever been so boring, guys, that somebody walks up to you and you're just like, I'm just a farmer. Nothing else to me. That's my whole identity. Restore the crystals to grace, and more hints that we might be close to restoring a crystal. Vampire attack, destroying our church and leaving our city in shambles. There's nothing we can do to stop the ruination of the earth. So yeah, this guy implies that in order for us to get to the earth crystal, we basically have to, basically have to we basically have to get through a vampire. Blech. Here we have the first inn with more than 4 beds, because I guess the developer started to realize that having 4 beds only is a little bit too suspicious. But you know, we still go to the left side with 4 beds, so what does it really matter, right? Those 4 beds are obviously made for us, and then to the right, that's where the peasants live. The peasants. I didn't know we were playing Castlevania. Well, we are now, okay. Here, talking about red cloaks, let's have Aluji walk a little bit for us, huh? Long sword, kinda expensive, but we can afford it right now. So that's gonna be our next upgrade to Aluji. The long sword. That's quite nice. The shop doesn't really have anything else for us, sadly. Because this would have been a good shop, basically, if either you had the right characters for it, or you didn't go for the Mystic Key chests, all of them. We didn't talk to these guys yet, actually. Yeah, we know you are a farmer, buddy. Very interesting. In the cave on the southern tip of this continent lives a man named Sada. He's a wise man who knows much. Yeah, that's another tip to a place we could go. What is my name? I've come all the way from Dugat to find out the spring height of the Earth's decay. So, for those of you who didn't realize yet, the reason why this land is so, like, broken up is because it depends on the Earth Crystal, and this was one of the first areas that was affected. I've heard that Ancient possessed something with the power to make ships float in the sky. That's a little hint towards something in the future. I'm not going to tell you quite what yet, but maybe you can figure it out. I'll go, a process of civilization thrived in the Northland. Now it's fallen into ruin. So this guy tells you about, like, some kind of impossible technology. And this one tells you about a tribe that used to exist with advanced technology, but is no longer there. So you should be able to guess from that kind of what they're implying. But if you don't, then, you know, you're not good at figuring out stuff. And that's why you're watching this, right? So I figure it out for you. Or maybe you are good at it, but you just want somebody else's opinion. Never know. Now we get teleport. It's an amazing spell. It's basically used to get out of dungeons very quickly. And none of us can learn it, so you know, that's cool. That's because we have to come back here at some point, and then we can learn it. Scorch instantly kills all enemies. It's kind of like an AoE death spell, but it has a high chance of missing. And here's what we're really for. We're here for Faraga. Are you sick of me talking, Jeline? Is that why you're blah blah blahing me? Because I don't give a shit. Oh, that's what it was towards. Well, okay, fair enough. This is where Illugi kind of stops learning most magics. Um, that will be fixed in the future, but for right now, he's kind of screwed. Life. Here we go. This is what Dr. Pepper really wanted. Now she can revive people. And now she can heal people really well. And in the future, I guess Luigi can as well, but not right now. I'm just gonna tell you right now, Jolene, you just got one of the strongest spells in the game. There you go. It's a level 3 elemental spell. So the giant living in the cave eats rocks. He'll eat just about any kind of rock, but I hear he especially likes gems. Can't get enough of them. Which is another hint towards something, because the city just keeps giving hints, man. Nothing I, the great genius Dr. Una, do not know. What, you've never heard of me? Inconceivable. Yeah, I've never heard of you, buddy. I don't think you're that important, to be honest. So, no references here on the gravestones. For those who missed it, we once talked to a gravestone where it says "Here lies Link," which is a reference to The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, your Bessie got good indeed. I already talked to this guy. The earth is decaying, and it's all the doing of the vampire that lives in the cavern of earth. China is in such a rough shape because he's blocking the flow of the power of earth. Stop him for us? Yeah, that was the biggest lore dump. Right now, at least in terms of information for us. We do not know that it is in fact a vampire, and he is in fact stopping the spread of the crystal. Is in fact rotting this land. Which is in fact annoying me. Because I'm pretty sure the city could look beautiful. Cavern of Earth is to the south of Melmont, on a peninsula called the Devil's Tail. That sounds like a home for Jolene. It used to be the closer you got to the cave, the more fertile the soul. Now it's a barren waste. Curious, buddy. So, we don't have that much money, but as I was reminding you guys, we could sell stuff in the future, and that time has come now. Now is when we need to do that. Don't sell the Rune Blade. I really want to sell the Rune Blade, but I shouldn't. It's gonna be really useful later on. We can get rid of the Saber, though. There you go. So, as you can see, the Silver Armlet and the Knight's Armor are both really good. But they're also kind of expensive, and there's also the Steel Gloves we're quickly gonna get for our Warrior. And, I'm probably gonna grind for the Knight's Armor off-screen. Because It takes a while. And I don't think it's very fun to watch me just grind and grind and grind for the Knight's Armor. But I do want to show it. Because if you're willing to get the Knight's Armor, it's gonna change a lot. But before I go off and end the stream, at the very least, I want to show Jolene's new spell. Because it's quite epic. Oh yeah, equip this. Steel gloves. Like, the Knight's Armor on its own is almost as much armor as we have right now. So we're gonna get into a battle here, maybe on this little swampy areas. There we go. Gonna defend with this. Defend with her, and then we go for Raga. The first level 5 spell. There you go. Destroyed. Will never be seen again. Absolutely burnt to ashes. Actually, let me go save the game right now. I'm gonna thank, 1 second. Ban for the raids. I'm gonna thank any of you new people for watching. I sadly don't know your name, because none of you chatted, so I can't say, but I appreciate you all the same. I would say, you know, today was a pretty good stream day for me. I had fun. For anybody who's interested in, like, the beginning of the stream, I will be posting the archive of the YouTube channel very soon now. So that will be quite something. What am I? Right, saving. Stop derping, Moon. Configuration. Before I do all of that, I will now be ending the stream. Again, have a great night, guys. I hope to see you again if you would like to. And if not, then farewell. Have good futures. Stay cute. Maybe. I don't know if any of you are cute, but I'm just gonna assume so. Bye-bye.